Hero News presents Hero of the Month. Each month, Hero News features a Broadway or off-Broadway performer who has been a role model and inspiration in helping the HIV/AIDS community. This month,
after being a member of the Gus Giordano Jazz Dance Company in Chicago for 4 years, he made his musical theater debut in the National Touring Company of Dirty Dancing, followed by the original National Touring Company of The Bodyguard, starring Deborah Cox. Recently been seen at the Muni in St. Louis performing in Jerome Robbins' Broadway, still finding time to donate his talents to several HIV/AIDS charities. Sean Rozanski. And now, your host, Michael Cavanaugh.
This is Mike Cavanaugh with HIVHero.org and HERONEWS.org, and we have a very special Broadway Hero of the Month. It's Sean Rozanski. Hey, Sean!
What's up? How are you? Good to see you.
Buddy.
You
How
as
are
well.
you?
Good to see you. You as well.
So, Sean, you are a Broadway Hero for the Month. How does that make you feel?
It's awesome. I'm very humbled and very excited just to be the Hero of the Month.
Well, one of the reasons we chose you is obviously because of your talent, but you also were in our show 2 years ago, and you were in the opening number. So I want to thank you for doing that.
Of course.
Just want to announce that Sean will be performing in this year's Broadway and Ballet Hero Awards on October 22nd. Get your tickets soon on HIVHero.org. So, Sean, tell me about you. Where did you come from, and how did you get in this dance thing?
So I'm from Queens, New York, originally.
Right,
Queens, baby. When my block had a block party in Queens, and my dance studio came and performed, and I was riding on my little bike, and I stopped to see what was going on, and I saw them perform, and I knew right there and then that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
And how old were you?
I was 9 years old.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
So you told your mom, I want to do that.
I want to do that. She brought me to the studio. I signed up like the middle of like the season, and they were like, "He's a boy. Let's get him started." I think that was in February, and from that day, I had my little jazz class, and my dance was say a little prayer.
So you were with it was you and a bunch of girls, right?
Yeah, that was it.
That was my life too. That's what happened with me.
Yeah.
You're like in a costume like this.
In yellow spandex.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Literally.
And with the girls.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's awesome. So you did that, and then you continued with it.
Yeah, I
and
went
then thought it was serious, and you were serious about
Yeah,
doing
I was
it for the
very
rest of your
serious.
life.
Yeah, absolutely. I went to LaGuardia High School on the Upper West Side, and then I went to the University of the Arts in Philadelphia for jazz dance. It kind of just everything, the universe just brought me to my own path. And then I moved to Chicago after college, and I was in a jazz company there for 4 years. And it's funny because Ray Mercer, who choreographed my dance company, choreographed for Broadway and Ballet Heroes. So it was just like a full circle moment. And I love working for him. I'm an athlete when it comes to my dancing, and it was just the perfect dance to start.
It was tough.
It was tough. It was
we're gonna show a
athletic.
little bit now, but he's really amazing. I love Ray Mercer. Thank you again. You're a master at what you do. Tell us what you were just doing. You were doing some Jerome?
I did Jerome Robbins Broadway at the Muni for their 100th anniversary. We opened up the season, which was incredible. It was the panels opened up, and all of a sudden you saw 10,000 people shining through. And when I got the call from my agent that they wanted me to be Bernardo in West Side, it was awesome because I'm half Puerto Rican and half Polish, so I could either be a shark and a jet. It was full circle too, because my mom and my dad, they grew up in Brooklyn. Their families didn't like that they were together, so it kind of was a West Side Story situation. And to actually do it on stage was incredible.
Yeah. So how does it feel to be really, 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 really good looking?
I know what I look like, but I just know that my feet are planted on the floor, and I just want to touch.
He's a good guy, so I just wanted to embarrass him. That's okay.
Oh my God.
So anyway, let's talk about your tours. Tell me about the first one, which was Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing was cool. I started out in the ensemble. When I was first auditioning for the show, they wanted me for Johnny Castle, and I was like, whoa. Like, they put me through the ringer, lines, singing, dancing, and then I got the phone call. They were like, "You're just not ready for that part yet." I just assumed because I've just been a dancer my whole life. And then 2 weeks later, I get a phone call from the casting saying, "Hey, do you have a job yet?" And I was like, "No." They're like, an ensemble part just opened up. Would you be interested?
Right.
I was like, "Yeah." They were like, "Can you come back in for one more audition?" I said, "Okay." I did that. I got the job, and on September 8th, 2015, I went on the road. And then in January, I had a meeting with my stage manager. He was like, "We want you to understudy one of the principals. His name is Robbie Gould. He's the jerk in the show that sleeps with Penny Johnson, knocks her up." And he wanted me to be fight captain as well because Johnny Castle and Robbie get into a big fight during the show. So that was cool. Like, just because you get a job, there's other things that you can get while you're doing the show, which was pretty incredible.
That's good to know.
Yeah, it was just like, whoa, I've been doing the show for 6 months, and now you're wanting to give me more opportunities, which is really, really cool.
And then really fun, you were with Deborah Cox, one of my favorite singers of all time, in The Bodyguard.
Yeah.
Tell us about her and that. And
oh my God, that situation happened so fast. Like, I get a phone call from my friend Benji saying, "Hey, 2 people backed out from the show. Would you be interested in auditioning?" I go, "Yes." I auditioned on a Wednesday, got the phone call on a Thursday that I booked the job, and then we started the show we started rehearsals on a Monday. I remember walking into the studio space, and then all of a sudden Deborah Cox just walks in the air. Yeah. It's just like pink and purple, and just like just the feeling of just like, oh my God, like I really made it, you know?
Oh, my lonely heart comes. I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me.
And I was a swing in the show, so I had to know everyone's tracks. Right. And she, it was kind of cool because she really cared. She was like, "What do you need from me?" You know what I mean? Instead of like just throwing me on the stage and just saying, "Ah, no, no," you know what I mean? She really was just like, "Let's practice off the stage. Let's take the time to go over things." And my last day with her was very, very special. She was like, "Can you come into my dressing room?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she had a sign like a playbill for me, just saying, "Congratulations on a great run." Oh. And I was like, "You have no idea how much you mean to me." I did a dance to Absolutely Not when I was in the 9th grade at my local dance studio, and I wrote that in a card to her, just saying, "Wow, like this is such a full circle moment." Right, that's like the universe really listens to what you want, and I got what I wanted.
That's so
great. Worked with Deborah Cox.
So great. And you know, I guess right now, and I've heard this, you really have to do everything. So the singers have to be dancers, dancers have to be singers, and you got to act. You got to do it all, right?
It's true. I remember my last. I was telling my artistic director that I was leaving the dance company in Chicago, and she was like, "You know, you have to sing and act." And I was like, "Yeah, okay." And then there was a art school in Chicago called Columbia College, and I had my voice teacher. She helped me first, and then I moved back to the city, and I've been working with this guy, with Mark Planner. And then I take acting classes at the Penny Templin Studio on 38th Street, and it's just been such a wonderful journey. There's always room to grow.
Right, sure. So I think your ambition now is to get on Broadway and be there.
That's
right?
it. Okay. I see my friends do it, and I know I can do it as well.
Okay, producers out there, give me a call.
I'm here.
I might be able to hook you up. It could happen.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what is a secret that very few people know about you?
A secret that. Well, when I was a kid, I wanted to be just like Britney Spears. So I would tape like a Q-tip to my face and dance in front of the mirror in my parents' bedroom.
Who didn't do that? Okay. That's
oh
awesome.
My God, yeah.
That's awesome. A little embarrassing.
Yeah, a little embarrassing, but it's the truth.
That's great. So Sean, you've been very successful, and I think you're going to have a great career. But what is your advice for up-and-coming people on how to really survive in this business and get a job?
Not to be scared. You have to be confident in the room, but you have to stay true to yourself. I feel like this business, you can get lost very easily, always looking at the person who's better looking than you or who is a better dancer than you. But don't forget that like you have a sparkle and that you have something that someone else doesn't have. I think people could feel your energy. So again, stay grounded, stay humble, and just work hard. That's all it is, just working very, very hard to get what you want.
One of the things I love is you were in Broadway and Ballet 2 years ago, and we're having you back as a soloist. We're going to pair you up with a Broadway star and have you be all sexy and shirtless.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm looking forward to that.
Me too.
But you've done other charity things, so tell me about the other charities, functions you've worked for, and why that's so important to you. Yeah, so when I moved to Chicago, the first show I did was called Dance for Life. It's an annual benefit that supports AIDS and HIV, and it's kind of how Broadway Heroes works as well, where if a dancer is sick with HIV and AIDS, you can go to the Dance for Life Fund, and they will help you out with anything that you need. It's a beautiful cause, a beautiful thing. You know, I find that the Broadway community and the dance community are just the most giving people of any people in the world.
Yeah.
You know, they're always working so hard trying to do what they're doing, and then they always have time to do these benefits. And I really want to thank you and everyone else who does that.
Of course.
And this year, coming up, we're going to finally get Sean to take off his clothes at Broadway Bears.
I'll do it.
He told me he was going to do it, so we've got a commitment for that. Jerry Mitchell, I got another one for you. So,
Absolutely.
thank you for doing that.
Of course. Anytime.
So, Sean, what is the dream role?
Oh my God, well, I just saw Moulin Rouge in the Boston run that they just had, and just sitting there I'm like, this is the show for me. I would love to just be in the ensemble for that. Like, that is my biggest dream right now. Another dream of mine would be to play Bernardo on Broadway one day as well, from West Side Story.
Mm-hmm.
But Moulin Rouge, like, is definitely my dream job.
Okay.
Hopefully, very, very soon.
So, Sean, as you know, we're a site for newly diagnosed and people living with HIV, and we're all about prevention. Do you have a message for young people out there about the importance of being safe out there?
Yes, always wear a condom. I know, like, the moment could be so hard not to do that, but you only have one life to live, and you might as well make it as healthy as possible, and get tested as much as you can. I know I try to do it every 6 months.
So, Sean, thank you so much for being our Broadway hero. You're an amazing guy. Thank you for doing our show again. Remember, October 22nd.
Yeah.
Get your tickets at HIVHero.org soon. And I think your career is going to be amazing. You're such a great, young, beautiful man.
Thank you.
Very talented, great
appreciate
dancer.
it.
And I can't wait to see you dance again.
Yeah, me too.
Take care.
Thank you. Thank you.